Nope. Welcome to Sunday Night Spaces with AltJake and George, live on YouTube.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Spaces for February 22nd, 2026. My name's George, and what would the show be without my good friend, the owner, the general manager, the coach, AltJake?
Yeah, hello, everybody. That was a good one. You gotta come up with like the different Tony titles. I could have a bunch of them for this.
It's ain't easy trying to do this different every week.
Full editor, head technician, even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time with it. No, it's good to be here. Happy to see people popping into the chat already. Excited for Sunday. I feel bad for the folks. Just a little personal about me. Jake's still figuring out how to get back to a full-time work schedule in an office, which he hasn't done in forever. So my last 7 years of work has been working from home. So it's been a little bit different for me. So we're sorry we haven't got the recorded podcast episode.
I was going to give you an out on that one.
I was going to give you.
Here's what I was going to give you. Well, since the Olympics are now over, folks, and I'll be back on a regular schedule. We'll have our weekly programming back. I love the Olympics.
I was so good to go on Friday at noon. Like I was still good. And then by 2:00, like what was that old commercial? It was like 5 Hour Energy with like the 2:30 feeling. Yeah. Dude, I got that. I've never felt that. So I was just like, my body was like, you dude, we are done. And I crashed so hard, but we're good. It's getting better. We're figuring it out. We got some people in the chat. I see for the mystery crate, we got Challenger John. Anyone who comes out of a box is over. I swear if it is Jericho, and we'll get into all of that as we get into it. He's doing that as like a joke back with Cornette of like, dude, look, I'm sorry for the last few years. I was a jerk over there with Tony's money, but it set my family up for life. So, oh, nice. Ewan's here. I know I talked to him last night and he wasn't sure if he was going to be here for it, but yeah, AltJake Booker of the Year. We're trying. We're trying for later. We have some fun. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, dude. You just got to figure out the work schedule of it. That's why we push so hard to get to those 500 subscribers so we can get some super chats and start to monetize. So at least it can be that way beneficial of it. Cause it is time consuming. I feel like there's people, I was saying it last night, actually, in the This Is Awful chat, because they were going off of different comments that people were making on Awful's post of his show promotion. And it's sort of like people, just like anything with the IWC, they need to pick a lane. Either this stuff, this YouTube content creation stuff is so easy, anybody could do it, or you're putting in all this extra time for it just for hatred. It either takes all of your time or none of your time. You're either doing it to make a ton of money as a grifter, or you make nothing. Like there's no middle ground on any of it.
Yeah, you're making pizza money. It's
it's a side hustle at best. It's for the fun of it. I keep telling people, like, for me, I mean, the conversations you and I have doing this are a ton of fun. Joining Toonie Talk is like the best and most fun extra addition to this year to start, especially because I get to cover with them completely different from you and I. Like for them, we're making fun of lolcows, we're making fun of Dave, we're doing more of that stuff, and then we can kind of cover our other stuff here. It's great. And so mind you, Stu, I'm still doing, so that just means I'm doing 3 live shows a week. And having a full-time job. I'm also married too. And I'm, and I'm happily married. I'm not one of those IWC guys you're going to see their wife posting things. Who was that a couple of years ago? Where they're like, this is your wife posting. I don't remember who it was either.
I don't remember who it was.
But you remember the incident because you were like,
oh,
yeah. Like, I mean, we all have fun with this stuff and enjoy it. But if it's taking up too much of your life and you're not doing anything else, like maybe pull it back a little bit with it. Like that's, or like also too, I was tired this week. I did the show Tuesday and Thursday, but on Wednesday, my wife and I went out to a musical and like went and saw a show that night. So I was pretty beat from just going out and doing stuff too. But the live shows give me energy. I swear, when you see people in the chat and like knowing that this is something that we've really kind of established and built, especially the Sundays. I mean, we're coming up on almost a year of doing these things every single Sunday, minus what we skipped like one because that was like the first WrestleMania Sunday that we were doing. That's it. Like that's pretty good, man. We've been at this consistently.
Yeah, we didn't have the thought of going earlier in the day because we really just started. So
and also too, we did just like we're with like we're doing Toonie Talk now, but we're doing live. We live stream with Phil both those days too. So yeah, WrestleMania 2 nights is a lot, that's for sure. But it's been fun, and I'm enjoying all the content we're creating out and all the new people that we see coming in and having fun with it. So happy to have everybody here with it. Apparently, Twitter might be having some issues with their spaces. So if you're having an issue with it over there, come join us over here on YouTube. We are. It's the same thing. It's the same exact broadcast. We just are able to actually now have video with it with our YouTube version.
My quick hockey rant. You want to know what I came across? I'm laughing my butt off.
What's up?
On YouTube, I came across this channel called With Farts. Is exactly what you think it would be.
Okay.
2 minutes to 3 minutes of scenes from movies with fart noises.
Yeah, no,
I was dying.
No, I mean, there's certain things that are just always funny, and like I don't care who you are.
41,000 subscribers.
I don't care how lowbrow it is, man. Dick and fart jokes are always funny. They just are. They're fun. Like when I worked at a record store, remember I worked there from 2000 to 2003, so people were still buying music and came in all the time. We in one of the listening stations where you would go and like put the headphones on and listen to the samples of CDs, we put a fart machine like right behind it. and exactly. So when people would put and you had to like be paying attention if you're at the trade counter and somebody put it on, you could just burp.
My only issue with this would be, how did they get by the copyright?
Because it's different material, technically. I'm sure they probably get strikes and they have to fight them, because that's the thing with it. If you are changing the material, it becomes like fair use or whatever. Because that's like the Wrestling Bios channel. Like I know he gets a lot of different strikes. Like he just recently wrapped up like this past week the Reliving the War series, where he went from Nitro day 1 against Raw all the way till it ended. And he was kind of talking about it in his wrap-up video about how he almost just moved the whole thing to Patreon because he was getting copyright strikes, and he's showing clips, but you have to change it. Like you've got to change the audio or change the visual. I'm wondering with the movies, like if you just reverse it, so it's like shown in reverse.
They're not like that. They're not that way at all. It's the regular scene in the movie. They're talking, but all of a sudden there's,
Yeah. I'm not sure why this was brought up, but you would just put blazing sound.
The fire scene around the campfire.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's bean scene. That's hilarious.
Which, have you ever seen that on regular television?
Yeah, they don't do it. They just burp.
So funny story about that movie. My first real like high school getting dumped situation. That was the movie my mom showed me to like make me feel better. I hadn't seen it yet because I was like 15, 14. Call. I was it's amazing. This is why I always love my mom to death. And Mel Brooks is like my hero. Like that was what she chose. Of like, you feel like shit. Here, watch this movie.
Mom taught you good old fashioned racial humor.
Those are. I mean, is there anybody also too who's had a better 1 year of directing of movies than Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein? They both came out in 1974. That is an incredible 2-movie stretch for a director.
Since you mentioned it, do you know the one scene that was actually cut from Blazing Saddles that they couldn't use? It's a weird thing.
I probably do, but not off the top of my head. If you start saying
you
it, I probably
you remember the scene when the sheriff's in there with the German or the Swedish, whatever she is, German.
Oh, yeah. No,
and
she's
she
German,
goes, it's true.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. She's implying that that's, of course, his middle, but he says, "That's my arm."
Yeah.
And they cut that out.
Yeah. Nope. I remember that. Yeah. I had heard that part of it before. No, because I follow most of those, like the DVD commentaries and pretty much anything with Mel Brooks, like that documentary that was just on HBO. I've already watched it twice. Like he's literally like, if you could have dinner with one person living, like Mel Brooks has always been my
He's still alive, right?
Yeah. For now. Yeah. Because the documentary was called The 99-Year-Old Man, because he's 99. Yeah. I don't understand how he's, he's
like a Dick Van Dyke.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
that's awesome though.
It's crazy that he's still going with it, especially with his, his wife passed away a good while ago, and then Carl Reiner died. I mean, he's
a strong dude though. He's
I mean, anybody his father died when he was young, when he was like a child, and then we went to World War II, like, and
anybody that's Jewish is fine with me.
Yeah, funny. She doesn't look Jewish.
That's great. That's great.
Can't go wrong with space.
Okay, so I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. for the hockey game. Smartest move I ever did.
Oh yeah,
it was an awesome gold medal game, and U.S. obviously won, or else I wouldn't be this damn happy.
Right, obviously, yeah.
But I can honestly tell you, this was the fastest, best game I've ever witnessed. And by fastest, I don't mean quick in time. I mean speed on the ice.
They were really going for it, yeah.
Usually, per team, you have 1, 2, possibly 3 guys that have that extra jack speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On these 2 teams, you have every single player. And it was noticeably quick, and it was so much fun for me. I've been involved in hockey since I was 4. I've never witnessed a game better than that. It was awesome.
And that's awesome. That's all you can actually hope for, especially from the presenters of it too, of it actually being like what is it, an exhibition or a show of the game, like, an advertisement. They always say that.
Yes, I have seen the last 2.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's
a good
funny,
line.
Actually.
Yeah, right. I thought that was a good line from Kevin. I mean, because we've all heard of it and seen the movies and all the clips and stuff of it, but that's really cool though. I mean, that's one of those things that's literally lives forever. I'm not the biggest Olympics guy, but I still think that stuff's really cool, and it's awesome for the athletes, especially. I mean, I know the hockey ones, they have like actual pros and stuff now with it, but still, it's like you live your whole life for those.
That's
those 4 years.
That's the thing. Someone asked me online today, what was it like in 1980? Was it better, or is this one better? I said 80 was better because 80 was just a bunch of kids. Nobody knew. They were just kids, and they were going against foreign teams that were basically professional Olympic players, and no one expected them to do anything.
Right.
So that's why
exactly.
That was better.
And it was a home game like that. I mean, say what you want about it, but having it happen in Lake Placid, like that's also just an amazing thing where you have those. I mean, that's what, like with the Super Bowls, like only it wasn't until like Tampa Bay recently where you get to win it in your home stadium. Like there's something to be said for that with it and those type of things. That's just amazing with it. You see it with the World Cup a lot of times where like the host nation will, even if they're like if in like a big country, like they'll still do well within their time frame usually, even if like I know it's like when South Africa was in it, they literally 2 of their players were professionals like anywhere, but like they did really well. They scored well in their groups. They played a great game. I think it was against either Brazil or Argentina. They had a good performance. That's fun. Like there's something to be said for that. Plus, too, back then everybody watched it in prime time and didn't know what had happened because of the tape delays and all that stuff. That's a funny.
But this one I had at the end, I kind of had a little misty feeling, and I was doing fine. They took their team picture, and after their first team picture, they went into the crowd and they got the 2 kids of Johnny Gaudreau. And Johnny Gaudreau was the U.S. hockey player that passed away in a bad accident. And his 2 kids, his wife, and his parents were in the crowd. And they brought the kids out to take the picture with the team.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I started bawling. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was crying my eyes out. I'm like,
I get that. That's that was recently it was Tim Wakefield when he passed away recently, like and they brought his kids out during the 2004 celebration of 20 years. Like I was fine through the whole celebration. I was like, yeah, this is great. It made me think of my dad because, and then they bring his kids out and it's like, oh God, like, yeah, no, you can't. I feel like if you don't like have some break at those points, like do you have a soul? Are you a person? Like what's going on here? Like, yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, they had his jersey and I think his son is his son's 3 and his daughter's 1, something like they're young kids too, but they were smiling for the. I'm like, oh my God, I'm done.
Right. Yeah, and scene. Yeah, no, I'm glad to see they did that though. That's really cool. Yeah. All right, we got Mike Glass in the house. Good. Yeah, I know Mike can't. Mike's usually in our replay crew, so happy to have him here.
Yeah, nice. We don't get him for the lives. Cool.
Right. Yeah. No, and love everybody who joins live, and everyone in the replay crew is awesome too, because it's fun to wake up after we post a video of the night and wake up and see, like, it used to be like cool to see 20 or 30 views, and now waking up and there's like 150 over that. Hey, that's pretty decent. That's a good crowd coming through. I appreciate it.
It does work for me.
Yeah.
Plus, I wake up earlier than you do, so.
Yeah. So, and we don't talk about the Yankees and Red Sox much here because we're fans on the opposite side. But that home run, it wasn't until about 2 or 3 years ago I finally seen the ball actually land in the stands. It was one of those things where in the moment when it happened, it was gone. I walked out of the room, and anytime that highlight would come on, I just wouldn't watch it. It was the Netflix comeback documentary. I finally saw it in there. I'm like, oh, that's where the ball landed. Like I've just never like, what's going on. I don't need to see that.
It's one of those things I can still tell you where I was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can. Yeah, no, and just the immediate, just no. But also the media good.
The Canadian fans that I dealt with online, because I was on there's a Canadian journalist that I follow, Devin Huro. He does like all the Olympic stuff and all the world championship stuff. He's a good follow, but he's obviously Canadian. So I jumped up. I've been following him for about a year or two, and he knows who I am because I'm the dude from Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is funny because they're in Canada.
Right.
So I was posting during his thing the whole time, and the Canadian people were really cool to me. They were real nice. At the end, they're like, they questioned a couple things because there were a couple things to be questioned. And I was like, yeah, I agree. And they're like, oh, congratulations to the U.S. You've been fun to have on our stream, and not our stream, but our discussion and stuff. They were fun.
Cool.
They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, hey, that's the thing about sports is so many people take it way too seriously and way too aggressively.
Yes, I got into the crowd and I was happy about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it to a point, but there's really
I don't.
There's really no reason for it.
Once you go over that edge, I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, that's what. Yeah, I mean, my favorite team, Tottenham. We played our biggest rival today, got our asses kicked. It's part of it, but And actually, I went to the store later. There was a guy wearing an Arsenal jersey at the store. I just ignored it, walked away. wanted to throw a pineapple at his head, but I'm just kidding. I don't take any of it nearly as seriously as I used to. I can, if my teams do well, it will brighten my day, but I don't let it drag me down. I used to be one of those people, but you're right, Mike. My bad. It's the Thursday show. You can be here. That's in and out for it.
It was fun. It was fun because Corderis was in the conversation.
Nice.
I was talking with Mrs. Corney because she's a huge hockey fan. We were chatting the whole time. We were having some fun talking.
She's funny people, man. She's got a great sense of humor. She's smart. She's funny. And I see
her hockey because I was throwing some shit at her and she got it all.
That's awesome. No, I know she's a big San Jose Sharks fan, but but congratulations to the USA. And I mean, overall, I feel like it was a successful Olympics, aside for Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah, both the hockey teams beat Canada 2-1 in overtime.
That's cool. I mean, that's
same thing.
that sets you up well for the future of the sport. I mean, because that also too reinvigorates kids to want to play. That's always one of those things too, where if something goes well, the production afterwards from it, you get to see. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Good for them.
That's what they mentioned on the broadcast. Mike Tirico did so well doing that. He was summing it up. He does Sunday Night Football.
Right.
And he was summing it up at the end saying, at the 1980 Olympics, all these guys you see here were all just kids or not even born yet, but they heard about it and this and that. And they dreamt of being in a USA uniform. And now today, some of you watching at home are saying the same thing. Don't give up on your dreams. It was awesome. Good speech.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's supposed to be. That's why those things are cool. That's what it's for. That's awesome. Good for them, man. Oh shit! Yeah, no, that was a fun little opener for it. That was a good little breather to kind of cleanse the palate before we get into wrestling. Although it was a pretty decent week within it. I just want to jump into Raw, I guess, to start with. I mean, we can kind of I mean, I just kind of figure we'll go through the main points and stuff, kind of talk about. Sure. I did like how it opened. I really do like this division. I mean, me, I'm a Heyman guy for sure, and I just like how there really is like Logan kind of acting like he's the leader of the group, but not. And like, is it Theory? Is it is it Reed? There's just these differences within it. It's a lot of fun. But
God, I wonder what kind of program they put him on to build up their muscle. Look at Austin Theory's arms. Holy crap.
I mean, it's when you've got the right nutrition and intake and then the workout regimens for it, like they've got the best of the best working with them and for them. It's one of those things where it's, I don't think it's performance enhancers or any of that anymore nowadays, because they've got the right people to do that kind of stuff, especially with TKO and everything else with the right.
Yeah, and you can legally do it anyway. Just small.
Yeah. There's like limits of it and whatever with it and how they roll. Yeah. Well, and in AEW, you could just do what you want. I'm kidding. But I liked how they started to get into this fight of it where it was going to be the baby faces versus the Vision with it, but you knew where it was going to end. I mean, as fun as it was going to be, it was always going to end with the tsunami. But I didn't expect, the reason I bring up the Masked Man, to come back out and fully prove me wrong, just in case I thought maybe that it was Logan got somebody else and it was still Logan. Nope, not Logan, which is fine. This is cool. Yeah. I have genuinely no clue who it's going to be. I don't know anything within it, and that's
perfect.
Awesome. Exactly, right? That's great. I mean, I assume it'll probably end up being Seth and they'll drag it out for it or whatever, but I don't know. It's fun. I wasn't expecting him to show up at that show in Memphis. That was cool.
So since we're here already, which I knew we kind of would be, I have a topic for later that we might as well just hit now.
Sure, that's how we roll. Okay, we are
with all the injuries and stuff going on. The crowd loves LA Knight still. What do you think they should do with him now? Because I mean, he's still there. He gets the crowd reaction. People love him. Is it time?
I mean, it's one of those situations that the problem is I feel like you're kind of set up for it to be Cody and Drew at Mania, which works really well, but it doesn't mean that LA Knight can't have like a major program against somebody else that's big within the scheme. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's not gonna be like Roman, Punk, Cody, Drew, but there's other people right within there for it. But I mean, and like you nailed it too with the injuries, because they keep piling up, and that's not going to stop either, because they don't let people wrestle with any kind of injuries anymore. And case in point, apparently Breaker was dealing with this hernia for a bit and then aggravated. Like, there's the example of why catch the stuff early, take care of it. Like, that's why Roxanne Perez hasn't been on TV. She had like a benign mass in her back, and she removed that, and she'll be back in a couple of weeks. But it was all of a sudden she wasn't on TV, and that was why. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You can't be risking these people's health long term, especially with the public relations.
If you have a guy that's there every week and the crowd loves him, man.
Yeah, no, they do.
We've been waiting for it.
I mean, and I think he's one of the
tough answer, isn't it?
It is, because
I had it on the schedule for a little later, but
he's past the point where you could really just go back and be like, oh, we'll just have him win the IC belt. Like, that would be fine. But he's kind of above that, But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something where maybe you make one of the title matches a triple threat. Like, he's had issues with Drew before. You can make it with Cody. Or maybe you have him win it. I mean, I didn't expect 2 of the 6 competitors in the chamber to be in the chamber, so you really don't know, which is kind of cool too. Maybe they do make a change. I didn't think about it, honestly, but it's not that far off. I wouldn't be that surprised by it if it happened, I guess, but it just doesn't seem like it will. But
because I'm thinking in my head right now, as you're talking, I'm thinking, has he ever been hurt since he's been in WWE? Knight.
I mean, I want to say there was once where he was out for a bit with something, but maybe not. I know he got COVID once, because I was at one of the shows where he was supposed to team up with John Cena, and he couldn't because he got COVID, and I was bummed that I didn't get to see him at that show. But like, I don't know if he's had any. I don't think he's had anything major.
He hasn't been out for any extended periods. Well, I'm kind of throwing at here, and I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, even like the most extended period they had him happen recently, it wasn't for an injury or anything. I think they just wanted to give him some time off to cool off and then come back with a with a reason to come back and attack the Vision. I mean, I would kind of think maybe like it might be like him versus Logan Paul, which would be a big match in that sense because Logan's a big name, he's a big star. You know, I think that could be the promo exchanges between those two could be great. I feel like that might be the pathway to go. I don't know though.
Damn. Yeah, it's a good question.
Good question. It's a great question. No, I'm like for shit now. It's like, yeah.
I mean, this is a good why I was kind of on for later, but I figured
but it's good. Yeah, if Roman doesn't win Mania, maybe he could be the one to beat Punk. That could be good. That could be good. Yeah, I feel like at this point, I would think like I don't think there's a way to pencil him into a title match at this year's Mania just because of where it is. Like Roman and Punk needs to be a singles match almost for sure. Like you don't because they were in a triple threat last year. And I feel like that's probably the same for Cody and Drew. And if you're going to add anybody in the mix, it's going to be Jacob. But Logan versus LA Knight is intriguing to me. They're both very athletic. They could have put on a great match. They could have some cool promos back and forth. And then if LA Knight wins that, he could have that as a big, notch in his belt. That's interesting.
Yeah, promo-wise between those two, that'd be very entertaining.
Yeah, yes, right? That was, yeah, exactly. Give me that promo exchange. I'm sold on that 100%. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm interested in that. And then I'd still of who the masked man's gonna be. I assume it's gonna. The thing is though, if it was gonna be Seth, he would have been attacking Breaker. And if he's out too, what do you do? Like it's a weird situation.
A lot of things gotta get done. They need people that are healthy and ready to go.
And I feel like we've got the Elimination Chambers in a week, and then pretty much from that, you're just on that build to Mania. So they'll figure it out, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how it's gonna be. And then the other interesting thing, we had the sign of the crate, this thing. I mean, this is just funny, how they're doing it with this, how they're just sending it back and forth to each other with Pearson. I do wonder if maybe this is how they could, because I keep thinking they're going to have a feud at some point with Aldis and Pierce, like them having a match, even if it's not a Mania at some point, just them having a match on a pay-per-view or PLE at some point, just I feel like Triple H wants to have that. Just it seems in it. I would love to see it for both of them. And maybe this is how their feud starts. I don't know, but I mean, this has to be Jericho, right?
I don't know. With everything we're finding out and hearing and everything else, I don't know what to believe.
Well, and that's and that's the thing is we're hearing that he could have had his contract extended because of injuries, but those are also coming from like sources like SI or Dave or whatever. I don't know if I believe any sources anyway. And maybe it was. I know that he's still on the roster page. I know that the Mole posted that there was like a deal with Jericho and Tony Khan where he was going to leave him on there until a specific point or when he was going to join, when he was going to appear on TV or whatever. But the longer he stays on that and we start hearing different things, maybe it's not. So then just for devil's advocate, if it's not Jericho, what the hell is it? What is it going to be like? It's not going to be the gobbledygooker or like
there we go.
They're getting close to St. Patrick's Day, like the Lamourie leprechaun. Like, what is it going to be? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense if it's not Jericho.
I know we have to suspend a lot of disbelief here, but are we supposed to believe a person's in here for 10 more days?
I hope not. I hope it's not that. I hope it's something silly within there, and then Jericho shows up away. I don't know. It's Chainsaw Charlie. That's I mean, no, what I would think is it'll open up and it'll be like some sort of like pyro or something silly. And then Jericho walks around or comes out. I don't know.
Yeah, because you can't expect people to think there's actually a person in there.
No, you can't. What would be funny if it opens up and it's like a clown car and all of Fozzy comes out. Like with the drummer with the drum set too, somehow they come
with
out.
Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, sure. Oh shit, he might kick his ass, knock him out. No, if you're gonna go with it as a person, have it be that. I don't know. I really have no clue. I mean, there's nothing else Chicago related it could be because it is in Chicago, but right. Punk's I don't know. I mean, I do not think it's going to open up and be Jericho.
No, it can't. It can't be
right. That would be stupid.
Can't be a person, because then you'd have to think, well,
right.
That guy's been there for 12 freaking days.
Unless he comes out for like Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones, all disheveled and stinky and with his beard all matted. But yeah,
a pee bottle.
Yeah. But he throws a bucket of slop out at you. But the thing is that even if Jericho thought that'd be funny, do it. Like, there's no way if Jericho is coming back to WWE, there's no way he is not in the absolute best shape of his entire existence. Like, he's gonna go, like you were talking about with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Yeah. And like, was it Edge and Rey Mysterio? They're in that age bracket and look great. Like, he's gonna get on that routine. He's gonna look fantastic if it is him and coming back. What is in the box? Like, we gotta go. It's the movie 7, which everybody keeps quoting, but it's there. Well, what's in the box?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the storyline.
If it's Danhausen or anything, that'd be seriously disappointing.
I was just gonna say I was gonna go grab those comments. I mean, that would be funny in its own level, but that would be if it was on NXT. If it was on NXT, I would buy it as Danhausen.
You throw that in the main roster, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think that would work with it. If that, that's a good one. It's going to be in Chicago, so it's the contents of Capone's vault and it's just empty, like with Geraldo.
That'd be kind of funny.
Right? Geraldo shows up and be like, hey, what again? Not again.
He opens up the box and it's just a vault and nothing's in it.
That'd be funny. And then you go like Spaceballs again. Not again. Yeah, no, I
don't know.
I just think it's funny.
What they're planning on doing, dude.
I don't either, which at least is intriguing. It gives us something to look forward to also at the Chamber, because it isn't going to be at the Chamber. It's going to be fun. Which we'll be doing the official Toonie Talk Wrestling watch party here on the AltJake Takes On YouTube channel. So I will promote. We'll fill you guys in on Tuesday with it, but Dis has to watch him with Max, so we get to have we get the runoff. So hopefully we get some new subscribers and new people coming in and watching with us. But I'm excited for that show because I am excited for both chambers. And as far as I understand, there's only going to be the 4 matches, right? 2 chambers, and then Becky and AJ and Punk and.
I would assume so, but you never know.
Well, you don't know, but I mean. I feel like the crowd's gonna love that though. You've got 2 Chicago people and 2 chambers, like not the worst, but no, I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen with it. Whatever they do, here's the thing: it's either gonna be cool and fun, or and like maybe silly, or it's gonna be the wettest. Cue up that fart channel again. It's gonna be the wettest fart in the history of farts in church.
And they kind of have to do it at the end, don't they?
You would think so. Or like maybe right before
the Chamber in some way,
right before the main event. That's how it's Jericho. It's 100 bottles of Grey Goose. But it was supposed to be Jericho, but he got lost on a trail. He's on a country road. Man,
what's nice is just that we don't know shit.
Yeah, I like that. And if this was AEW, you would already been told of what it would be, or you would know who's going to be signing or whatever. And for wrestling, like, this is what I enjoy. I like to be able to talk and be surprised by something.
Yeah, I still like to know how that Ciampa thing fell through the cracks.
Yeah,
I never knew anything about it.
Maybe Tony was funny, like, guys, could you give me one TV debut of excitement, please? Don't worry, guys. I'll ruin it. Just let me ruin it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I'll ruin it on my own. Thank you.
Yeah. No, we're going to have him win. And then he's going to defend the title once. And then Stu is finished for 36.
Little sidebar.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a guy come into a company, any company, Mid-South, whatever you started watching, come into a company, win the title on your first match, go into your second match, lose said title, and then you're kind of not around for a while? Well,
he won his second. There was a match because he defended the title against what was it, on another Collision against Roddy Strong. So he had one defense and then he lost it to. No, for me, it's not even the losing of it. It's the match.
He won it Wednesday, Saturday.
I thought it was Saturday.
Maybe
Wednesday, Saturday.
No, it didn't last.
He defended against Roddy, as far as I saw on TV. I don't know. I saw the advert for him versus Roddy. He did a promo thing with him versus Roddy, but I don't know, and I don't really care because it's not even about any of that. It's the fact that he lost it to a heel clean and did all of his moves multiple times. Like even if Kyle had just cheated to win, it wouldn't have been so bad. And have we seen Ciampa since, by the way? Did he just screw you guys, and go
think about all the champions of the past or anything like that.
No,
have you ever seen anything like that?
No, I did not. I have not. So, okay, so Dunn did what? Yeah, no, he defended it in a 3-way against Claudia. There was one extra week in there. I knew I saw that. Yeah, exactly. Also, too, isn't Claudia the world champion at Triple H's mother?
CMLL champion.
CMLL, I mean, yeah. Oh my God. Why is he defeating? Oh, this hurts my face. Oh, which I also saw that they did a defense of the CMLL title on Collision, and Tony did like the presentation of the belt on Collision like it was in CMLL with nobody from CMLL in the match. Claudia defended it against somebody. Jesus,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, that's a great partnership. But yeah, but it's WWE that's burying their partner. Okay.
Hey, and if you like our AEW talk,
yes,
Thursday nights, 9:30 here on YouTube, we talk about Dynamite for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and
we'll give you every single segment, every match, every little bit, and hopefully Tony going live beforehand so we can give you that too. That's been the Sundays are our longest running show, but the Thursday shows are our fresh new take on something, and it's how we can get all of the AEW conversations into like one area in one show, so we don't get bogged down with it too much of it, because we try to like AEW. You listen to our live shows, you can hear us trying, and then we watch more of the show.
It's not just all shit either. It's
not.
We're there to give some commentary, and
I just mean there's something in each show that I just get like, no, don't. Geez. And what was it? 2 weeks ago it was Kyle Fletcher beating Ciampa the way he did. Then there was this match here with Natty and Bailey and Asuka. Like, okay, great. Asuka was gonna win. Cool. I wasn't surprised with it, because I don't mean, what's Bailey going to be doing with it? And you kind of was expecting, I thought Maxine was going to just come out and attack Natty during the match, but Asuka being in the chamber makes a ton of sense. Like, duh. She's going to do some cool spots, spit this, mist in somebody's face and not win it. That makes a lot of sense.
As usual. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Now the segment that I really, really liked and wanted to talk about was this one. Oba still, may sign, may not. You don't know where he's going to go. And then he turns it around and sees Rusev right there, because he eliminated Rusev from the chamber. So I am sold on that match. I don't know when you would have, but this is a good way to, kind of like you said with Trick, where he wrestled Ray Phoenix early on, and once he was signed to SmackDown, like that was a little bit too small for it. This is kind of perfect for Oba. I know everybody's smaller than Oba.
Plus, what they're doing that's really cool with Oba is they're also working him on the main event.
Which I saw that. I didn't know that until I was flipping through on YouTube and saw that he was that match against was it one of the LWO guys? I forget which one, but I was like, I'll watch that. It's just like good. 8 minutes. I was like, sure.
Smart thing, because we know there's no more house shows, so you got to give a guy work, which we've said Oba needs work.
Yep. No, that's a great way of doing it. No, you're right. And it's funny too, because you'll see the IWC people trying to act like, oh, that's burying him. They're burying him on main event. And it's like, yeah, right. Like, I think that kind of proves that your main event is not a burial. It's a way to get more work and get on TV and get seen. No, it's just perfect for him. I like that. I just think this is kind of good, because I feel like Raw is where he's gonna go, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see.
I would actually hope he goes to Raw, but I could see SmackDown because Trick's there. I don't care either way.
Yeah,
it's all gonna be good either way.
Right. I'll say either way it works, but I feel like Raw makes the most sense of it. But either way, yeah, you're not gonna go wrong. Kind of like they did with Braun Breaker. Like they're setting him up for success. Oh yeah, the interview segment it was supposed to be Liv being interviewed by Cole, and it was just Stephanie Becker apparently just laying into her. I've seen clips of it with the English subtitles, but I haven't seen the whole thing of it. But I caught a lot of it from what it was in Spanish. That was just they're putting some spice on this, because I don't think Liv versus Jade makes a lot of sense.
I didn't see this, but when we were talking, remember I said there's something not hitting with me with Stephanie?
Yeah.
This is what's missing.
Right? Give her some,
because you can't, she always comes out, she's smiling in a good mood. never looks mad.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And even like when they were starting to get that with Raquel, but it wasn't even so much mad. It was more of the injury with the foot thing. So no, this was good. And honestly, it gives a little bit of an edge to Stephanie. I like this.
Right.
And
you have to get,
and I think this match makes a lot of sense.
You have to give a baby face a reason to beat the heel and you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a good point. But I like this. This is cool. I like that, and it works too. Where she's speaking Spanish and Dom can translate.
Right.
It's very logical. Makes a lot of sense. I like that.
And she's got to pick her because you're 100% right. Her and Jade would not be good match at all.
And they've had little like back and forth, and they could make it work to a point, but it wouldn't work as well as this would work. Plus, kind of feel like Liv needs to win at WrestleMania, and that would make the most sense of having. Don't think she's beaten Jade, but
okay. So who wins the Chamber and goes against Jade then?
Rhea. I don't know though. I don't feel that confident in that when I said it that way.
So, you said with a question mark. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, because it's not going to be Bianca, and that was still my answer for it, and I still feel like that's kind of why they put the title on Jade. That was what they wanted, but I mean, is Charlotte in it, or is she not? She's not. From what Matt, I mean, maybe she sneaks her way in the back way of it, but she's not, right? Because of
I think
what happens on SmackDown.
Charlotte's the fans have had Charlotte overloaded.
Yeah,
they like her, but they don't want her.
And it seems like it's going to be Charlotte and Alexa. Is kind of where that seems like that's going. So
it makes sense.
Right. Shoot, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I at this point maybe Rhea. I mean, it could be Io.
If it's Tiffany that wins, that means we gotta see Tiffany and Jade part 2.
Yeah.
Ooh. Part 1 wasn't very good.
Yeah. No.
If I remember correctly.
Well, it's one of those things of like, Tiffany's good, but she's not the ring general yet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Jade needs somebody with her, and that's fine. That's no fault on Jade. She's not
who is
doing it this long. Yeah.
Who is that person in the chamber that can be the general, tell her where to go, make sure she doesn't get lost? Who is that?
No, you're right. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, no. I mean, like maybe Asuka? No, I don't think so. Though. I really
no.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking of who's in the match, and I don't have it at this point yet. I'm trying to look at it, and I don't even know like who's in the other part of it, because there's still one more qualifier. So I don't have a specific. Yeah, I don't have an answer for that yet at this point on it, because I still thought it was going to be Bianca. So I mean, Rhea just seems like the pick. That would
almost win it by default with me, because she knows what she's doing. She's big enough to handle Jade.
Right.
Makes sense.
And that's why I came with that answer when I did. That's exactly why I said that. I was like, well, I mean, that kind of makes the most sense.
I would take the question mark off it and put an exclamation point.
Yeah, at this point, that kind of seems like I think we talked ourselves into that one. Yeah, I'm good there. We'll say. And then, we got the Punk and Balor stuff, which should be fun. I'm excited for that. I do like that. Clearly, this is more for setting up for the Judgment Day to break up than Punk and Balor. Like, Punk and Balor is just going to be a great match for the Chicago crowd, so they can see their boy wrestle a great match. But not going to be anything more special than that.
Needs something to do before WrestleMania, so here you go.
Yep. And you're not going to have a match in Chicago without Punk wrestling. Like, that's just they're not stupid. They're not doing.
You'd rather not have that. I agree.
Yeah, right. Right. It just makes the most sense. Like, duh. And then he had I just love this shot of El Grande Americano with his eyes. Like, I feel like he opens his eyes bigger for those pictures. But this was more to set up what I also think is going to happen sooner or later with his original Americano coming in and causing a ruckus and hitting his the chaos. What does he call it? The chaos suplex that he does. He calls it something.
I love the word ruckus, by the way.
I thought that's not used enough. It's not used enough. Yeah. But I mean, this is the setup. I think you're getting Americano versus Americano at WrestleMania, which makes a ton of sense. I am all for that. Their fans are all for that. I feel like that'll be a fun match. And then I would think that that's how Ludwig gets unmasked at that point, and they start and they end that with it, but maybe not, because it's still pretty over in Mexico, but that's a couple months out.
You gotta milk that one for a while longer, I think. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he tries to and doesn't. Maybe maybe they do the unmasking in Mexico at like Triple Mania or something.
Oh,
I think you just talked me into that one too when you said it. Like, shit, I think that's right. No, yeah, you have it. maybe Kaiser wins at Mania and Gable wins at Triple Mania. That could work.
Yeah, we'll see.
I could see that. I could settle on that. And then more dissension with the Judgment Day. People were talking because Kane was in the background of this. Like Kane's going to get involved somehow. I'm like, isn't he a Congress or a state senator or something?
He's a
mayor. I knew he was like a local, but like he wasn't like, a county clerk. Like he's got an actual job. Yeah, Knox County in Tennessee.
Yeah. If you're new to chat, please hit the like button. We like to have at least 20 likes now because we're getting cocky. I'm not gonna lie. We're getting cocky.
I know. It's like we tried to go to 50 right away. We're going gradually. Hey, we were happy to get 5 and then 10. And now we're up to 20. No, we're good.
Let's hit the like, hit the heart.
26 people watching live. That's always cool to see. Yeah, we used to be at 2 people watching live and then 6. So we're happy to have 20 concurrent viewers. That's pretty cool. That's really. I'm impressed by that. I really am. This was kind of fun to see AJ and Becky just back and forth with it. The crowd did not seem into this though. I don't know specifically why, but they just did not seem to care too much about this. Maybe it was muted or maybe it was mic'd weird, but just didn't feel like the Memphis crowd cared too much about this.
I don't think Becky was in her typical fiery heelish mode. I think it took something away from it. So it just seemed off to me as well.
That's fair. That might have been it. Honestly, that might have been it. Cause I came into this like as AJ had been talking a bit and it never seemed to click for me, but Becky had came right out with it. So maybe you might be right. The segment was fine for me. I just didn't feel like the crowd seemed to care too much, but is what it is. I do like that this is happening tomorrow night, that they're going to have the AJ Styles little tribute thing. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't know if this is maybe where he does come back and ends up having a match again for Mania or something, but it does seem like from everything I'm seeing from his interviews, he seems to be happily retired. He seemed to be good with it, even though people want him back. I watched that retirement vlog they posted. It seems like it seemed like everybody else was crying and sad about it. He's like, nah, man, I'm good, yo.
Dude, he looks good. He's healthy. He has a great family. Right. He's made a shit ton of money.
I thought of it this way too, and I forget who I said it. I was texting one of my buddies, and I said this. I'm like, just think of it this way. I'm like, he's got 5 kids, right? So and all of them have grown up in a big family. That usually breeds like that they're gonna have a bunch. This guy's gonna have 1,000 grandkids. Is my point? Not 1,000, but he's gonna have like 15. You know what I mean? Like that's fun. He wants to be able to play with his grandkids and have fun and let him. And he made a ton of money, and he was never a party. I mean, he was married to Wendy when he was signed when he could have signed to WWE or WWF, after WCW, and he didn't because he would have had to move to Cincinnati and be away from his wife. He's still married to the same wife. So he's not one of these people. Like his vice is video games. Like he's saved his money. He's done well. And, I was one of those people that didn't want it to happen but the more I think about it, I'm like, good for him, dude. Like wouldn't we all love to be able to retire like that?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, he's never seriously been hurt. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Not major.
Especially not for the way he wrestles. Not for the way he wrestles. Yeah. Yeah. And this is a good UNQ. He's arguably the best in-ring performer of the last 25 years. Yeah. No, and it would be hard to argue against that, or at least put him in that top 3.
He'd definitely be in the top 5.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, and what's cool about him is he got to prove what everybody always asked when he was in TNA or New Japan of like, can he, could he make it in WWE, blah, blah, blah. People say whatever you thought he could or couldn't, he did and did it well, and good for him, man.
And if you think about it, think about the guys that were the new blood with all those old dudes, all the Nash and Hall and all those guys. Think about all the dudes that were under him. Styles was the only one that really made it out.
That's true. Yeah.
Became someone. I'm thinking of that group, and he's the only guy that really came out for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially of that size bracket too. I mean, like Samoa Joe, you could kind of say in that same sense.
Maybe.
But maybe.
Not like AJ.
Not like AJ with multiple title reigns, like multiple feuds with John Cena. Like it's how he feuded, with the second biggest baby face in the company. Like he had a major feud with John Cena. Actually, when I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, think it was 2016. I was working for the company that I worked for until 2025. And they had a suite at the Suns Arena, and somehow tickets came available to sit in the suite during a SmackDown like that night. It was like Friday morning. I'm like, sure, I'll go. The only reason I didn't know really much about who was wrestling with WWE anymore because I hadn't watched in like 2.5 years, but I knew AJ Styles was there and on SmackDown. I'm like, I'm going. I'm just to see him wrestle, and it was awesome.
It's worth time to see.
Yeah, it was worth that was worth me going on it and spending my Friday night out there. It was a lot of fun with it, and he's one of the greats. And I'm interested to see what they do that in the show in Atlanta tomorrow on Raw.
Hey, kind of one of those guys that flew under the radar for years. Like, unless you knew he was
right,
there,
unless you were watching TNA or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's cool. I'm happy for the guy though, and I think he deserves a good tribute and a send off. Kind of like they should do it like the Shawn Michaels one after WrestleMania 26 on that Raw, where people come out and say stuff to him. Like that's the main event segment. Like it'll be a tearjerker, but it'll be cool.
We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And then the main event, which I mean, I will admit that I thought there was no chance of anybody winning this match but Gunther, but it was going to be a fun match. And I was right about one of those things. It was a fun match. God, Javon Evans, is there anybody who does a better drop kick in the game right now? Like, Jesus. No. Like, he just, like, the thing is, too, it's not like he jumped from, like, the cricket sign on the ground. He jumped from, like, it's like he jumped from the Slim Jim corner up to, it's crazy. This kid, man. Like, you can see why everybody believes in him, and then he just, from everything we hear and see, he's the nicest guy on the planet, and he can take a beating too. Like I'll be excited in a few years when he gets some more meat on him, just for his own sake and health. But at this point, he still can take his beating. So
I just wish they would make these qualifying matches 2 people.
Yeah. Okay. So
this could have been so much better with 2 people.
My thing about it though is, and you know me, I'm not a triple threat four-way guy. For the qualifying matches for things, I don't mind them as much because then you can have more people that can have that chance to be in the mix.
I mind them more.
I get you. Nah, and I understand that. I like the idea of having multiple people, like,
have more matches.
6 qualifying
3 hours,
matches.
have more matches.
True. That is true. All right, I'll give you that. You can have more matches with if you're gonna. Fair enough. Fair enough. If instead of having 6, 3-man matches, have like
you can
have some of them have 3. You know what you should do? Here, hang on.
Tournament.
Yeah, I think I just figured something out. So what you do is you do like the first 5 of them, the first 5 qualifiers, right? First 4 or 5 of them have those be singles matches, but then like whoever loses those singles matches, they're in a triple threat towards you know what I mean? Like they're the last chance saloon.
That would work. That'd be a last chance triple threat.
Yeah. Something like that. That's the best of all worlds. I feel like man, we figure shit out together. This is good. I like that. I actually really like that idea. Honestly, that'd be fun. Yeah. Right. Just have a way of doing it and having, because then you do get these great singles matches with them of time. And, I'm not sure.
Yeah. You have all this programming time to use it. Just build it up. Women's, men's, same. Just build it.
Yeah. No.
The whole show. Who cares?
Yeah. And the matches, and we're not saying the matches got to be 15, 20-minute bangers. Like an 8 to 10-minute match is fine. Yeah, no, I like that. I'm fairly sold on this idea. Also, I was glad they had a picture of this. This was, ow. Just the fact that everybody walked away from this one, I just ow. Like it's for Javon and Tom, just ow. But then Dragon Lee comes out and helps Gunther, and the moment he does this, I'm like, oh shit, is Javon gonna win? Like I was. This channel has been very pro Javon Evans from day one and very big on Trick Williams. And to see our boys succeed, it's just, look at the smile on this kid's. Look at it like that. He's 21. He didn't turn 22 until April. Like I can't even remember being 21. And for what I can remember me as a 21-year-old, I was an idiot. And I was working at a record store. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't on national television going into a main event or a PLE main event. Damn, it's just awesome.
See, now when I saw Dragon Lee hit Gunther, my head dropped, and I'm like, oh god, we're gonna see Gunther versus Dragon Lee.
Well, okay, that part. All right, I'll give you that. But as long as Gunther just murks him, like thanks for coming. Sorry, Dragon, you can be as mad as you want about AJ, but. Thanks for coming. That's all I got on that one.
That's why I kind of thought maybe they'd try to sneak that in Elimination Chamber, but I really hope not.
Yeah, that might not be a bad one to do. I just don't think that would. I don't think they're really. I don't think they would care that much in that sense of it to do it, but maybe. I mean, I just feel like if you're going to have Dragon Lee and Gunther, like, sorry, Dragon, you're a nice kid, but
I don't need to see on a PLE either.
I don't either. Unless it's like you said, an absolute squash, but that was Monday Night Raw. I was shocked that Evans won, but I was so happy for the kid. I really was. As we talked about it back when we saw him at the AAA show, we're just like, he's the Ferris Bueller of wrestling. Everybody loves this kid. And
he's a cool dude.
Not? Yeah. Right. Yeah. They think he's a righteous dude. Like that's all every time. Yeah. Whether it's the stoners, the dweebos, the whatever, they all love the kid. And
so we'll see. We'll see the box tomorrow, and we get to see Lesnar tomorrow. Because Lesnar comes back tomorrow. I do know.
Does he? Okay. All right. Well, and then the box will be back with Pierce, and then I'm sure he sends it back to Aldis on Friday. What if somebody is in that box? They should be all beat up and banged around.
Mike, don't be sorry. I don't want to see it on a PLA. I'd rather see it tomorrow night. Perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? That would be fine. That would fine.
Work for me.
That would work. That'd be great. That'd be fine for it, especially with the way it needs to be. Like, unfortunately, that's just what it would be. This is a good point that they're selling a bunch of the AJ merch, and I'm sure he's on a Legends deal with it because that keeps him in the video games too. And he's always just wanted to be like an ambassador, coach. Like, even there was that part of in his retirement vlog where I think it was him and Charlotte. It's like, who am I going to text him about my matches? He's like, still me. Like, he's still good. He's going to be a producer, coach, whatever. Go spend, a few months with the family. Yeah, exactly. And be able on a lighter travel schedule, not taking bumps. It'll be great for the guy.
He'll be the guy that comes out and tries to separate the guys.
Yeah. What's up, Andre?
AJ Styles trying to separate him.
So. Yeah, exactly. And then, like, because he didn't retire due to a bad injury or whatever, he can like take a bump every now and then with that. Like you see Hurricane do or Kenny does. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Not often, but when it works, when it fits. But that was Raw. We'll get into SmackDown now. I enjoy other things I enjoyed a lot of too. I like that Jacob came back and didn't lose any momentum. I was kind of scared for the guy because he built himself up really well and had gotten over with the crowd in an amazing way. And I was just, you're scared of to go away for a while. They're going to forget about me, or maybe the booking won't be good, which nowadays that's not as much of a concern in the main event scene. But it was good that he came out and, cut Cody right off and just started screaming at people with the I'm a massive Cody guy, but I'm a big fan of Jacob too. Yes. And this was great because they didn't have to resolve their beef between them because immediately Drew starts talking shit and they're like, they're both like, hang on, I don't like you, but I freaking hate that guy. And that's perfect. Like, that's wrestling to me. That's such a great way of like, okay, we don't like each other, but we don't like him more, because then they go attack him and then go back to each other. And that's where I could easily see Jacob making his way into that being the triple threat title match, because it seems like they usually want to do a singles title match and a triple threat title match. This would make the most sense if that's what they're looking to do.
Yeah, and SmackDown being on Sci-Fi, you can use the word asshole, no problem.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That is true. Because Drew starts talking crap about what does he say? Instead of all gas, no brakes, like, you're all bark, no bite. And Jacob was like, oh, right. I like that too. Where he's on site, man. He hit some of the security people and all this calms him down. But then, Cody's, what was the line where he's like, everybody's not after you because you got the title. Everybody's after you because you're an asshole. Which,
nicely done.
With some other stuff that Cody's doing, I don't think it's going to happen super quickly, but I think by the end of 2026, the heel turn will have happened or be right on that precipice of it. I think they're slowly building it, which is
I keep thinking it, but this dude is so popular with the ridiculous.
It's true. And maybe they're kind of doing, because what it seems like he's doing now is just being more like real with stuff and maybe saying like the meaner things. Like he said, like that promo thing with Jacob where he's like, hey, it was your decisions and you were the one locked up. And, it wasn't like he was being fully healed, but just being not the nice guy.
Even the promo he did with Sammy, right?
Bingo. Yeah. Bingo. That was it. Exactly. And these are little seeds that, if they want to turn him heel, they can. Maybe they just make him less of the over nice baby face. I'm not sure with it, but it's true. Because every time he comes out, and even when like that dump hits, like the crowd reaction isn't as big as it was, but the moment the music hits, the people lose their minds, and he comes and Yeah.
Steel Cornet's line. They're throwing babies.
Throwing the babies in the air. You're right. Yeah. No, and I mean, I've been in the audience for that. Like people love it. And I mean, it's one of those things too, because love the guy or hate the guy. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Cody or forever. The guy's a workhorse. He is on every show that he can be. He wants to do matches. He signs the autographs for the kids. Like I mean,
he gives his time, dude. He gives his time.
Yeah, that's
with a child of his own.
Two.
Oh, that's right.
They just had a second one. Yeah. No. So exactly. Yeah. No. And I feel like if he didn't give his time right to the family, Brandy would let him know about it. I don't think she's the kind of wife that's just quiet and says just he'll be fine. If he's not, get your ass home, Cody. Oh shit. But I like it. I think it's even if he doesn't end up ever turning heel with it, but becomes more of like a baby face with an edge, that works because it's change, it's growth. What do I always complain about of things I don't like about AEW? Because everybody's the same they've been for the last 5 years. I want people to change. Even the Cena heel turn, I will concede that in the end it didn't work, but I'm happy they at least tried with it. You know, like maybe they should have ended it sooner with it, but at least they can't say they never did it. And you got to try new things sometimes. You know, I respect that, whether it works or not. This match here, we don't talk about it much, but these two just beat the shit out of each other for like 12 minutes. Like, there was no stopping.
People that want to work like that. Ilya's one of them, but you gotta find
yeah. No, and I feel like Tama's got that at New Japan strong style that he was doing with Shinsuke. So this made sense, but just this match was painful to watch. If you want someone, if you got a buddy or a family member, it's like you watch that fake wrestling crap, show them this. I know, it's fake. Let me hit you like that.
This was a rough one.
This was brutal. And I mean, Tama getting the win, even though I mean, obviously they got the whole family with them. I thought it would be either a DQ or that Wyatt Six would help Ilya win or something with it. But I at least wanted to mention that of
they didn't come out to help. Like Cardona came out, and who else came out?
Yeah, it was Cardona and there was somebody else, I think.
I wasn't expecting, like you said, I was expecting other people. I didn't see. Whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, and because I know with Cardona, Apollo Crews was the other one. That was the other one. I knew there was somebody else. Because I know they teamed up. I think it was on an episode of Main Event, and they wrestled with them. But I mean, and they're still setting up for their big. I guess it'll be a Mania faction versus faction to end all of that. But I mean, it's fine. Not the biggest fan of it myself personally, but I don't hate that it's there. I mean, I get it. You got to get people work with it. I like Drew just being a dick. Like, I told you not to be. I just, every time he just I love it. I don't know. What did he call Mr. Do What I Want? Like, I don't know. And I think these two together have that like British humor and back and forth. It's just great. I love it. I can't get enough of that stuff.
I also love the fact that we thought he was leaving to go do a part, and obviously it's not going. A short time being here, so perfect.
Right? Yeah, and
more Drew, the better I am.
Oh God, yes, yeah, no, absolutely. That's why I was concerned with things of how they were doing them, but because I want him. You know, he needed to win the title because his character needs to be there still with it, and I was worried about the movie, but we didn't know. Everybody was speculating with it, and I'm sure he can. He's probably got no problem just flying back and forth to whatever he needs to and only working his Friday shift of it. You had the Jade Cargill promo and then Charlotte come out and they had this little moment here. See, like, I don't know where it goes to at some point, but I feel like this is a match that's going to happen on a big stage at some point.
She can handle. Yeah, she's one of the talents that can handle Jade and tell her where to be and stuff and correct her when she goes off skew. So yeah,
and like you were saying with Rhea too, like has the size so that if you need to kind of, have those moments or whatever of like, hey, move over here or just have it look right.
If she goes off in somewhere, you gotta be able to grab her and just settle down, deep breaths,
right. And I think if Liv has to like jump up to try to get her in a headlock, it doesn't work as well with it. But so then the surprise match of the evening was this one, because I was expecting for sure this to be Charlotte, just because I thought it was going to set up Charlotte versus either Alexa if they didn't win, or I was thinking Charlotte was going to win this and then she would take on Jade, but we'll see. But this all came down.
Sneakiness. It comes down to sneakiness.
Yeah, I mean, which I loved when it happened. I applauded, which I rarely ever do on watching TV, but I was like, that was good. I liked that. I really did, because people like Kiana James, a lot of people like her. She's definitely got a lot of talent. I saw a decent amount of her stuff in NXT, but not enough. Like, she kind of got called up and then got hurt right as I was really getting into NXT. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of faith in her, really like her. And she's kind of been like the sidekick to Julia. Well, this was a way to kind of break away from that in a way. And that was cool. I just didn't see this coming at all. Had no expectation of it, but I really liked it. And good for Kiana. I mean, obviously she's not going to win the chamber, probably be first eliminated, but it's one of those things where it's not about, it's kind of like your first Oscar nomination or one of those things. Like, yeah, it's great if you win it, but now you can always be like, you're an Academy Award nominee, like that kind of thing with it. And that's where I kind of feel like she's in it at this point. But
I like what they're doing with her, because they're giving her, this is the second one she's won like this.
Yes. Yes. So you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah. And her character, her gimmick is supposed to be that she's smarter than everybody else. And now it's shit. You're right. That's a good damn point. I like
so
that.
they've got her also with Julia, and they brought Julia out yesterday, 2 days ago, and good deal for her too. So they're
that match is coming up. That's I when I put SmackDown together in pictures, I was like, where was that match? It's the match before the main event, so it's coming up. It's funny you say, because I thought the same thing. I thought it was right after this. Well, I thought there was this part here with Oba, and then I thought the women's match was the next one, but it was a little later. But this was fun. I mean, this is also why I think they probably do move him to Raw, because his stuff on SmackDown, while the stuff with Kit Williamson has been funny and fun, it's been more of the comedy stuff, which is fine. But Raw, serious, Oba versus Rusev, and I had somebody else I thought he could take on.
Was Kit Wilson trying to be funny during this segment? Was he nervous? What do you think?
I thought he was trying to be nervous. I thought he was trying to be nervous and trying to show.
I was trying to figure out if he just
yeah
cracked himself up or something. I couldn't figure out what was going on.
I thought he was trying to act like he was nervous and he didn't want to get murked, and because he knew it was going to happen, and he did. Yeah, and I thought Oba was pretty funny with it in the how he did it. It was just what it was going to be, and it was what it was, and it was fun. And this is perfect,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
sometimes you got to do comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and nowadays you can be a big man and do a little comedy, and it is just showing your versatility. Unlike with Vince being around, where all of a sudden you're going to be, the big Shokishi or whatever.
Yeah.
or
I don't mind a little bit of humor.
A little humor is great. I just you don't want anybody to become a full on comedy character, right away with it. And under Vince, unfortunately, that would happen. But with this, it wouldn't. It's perfect for him. But this also makes a lot of sense, because this keeps him out of the conversation to put him in the chamber, so he doesn't have to deal with that yet, and he can just kind of be off where he goes. But I do feel like after the chamber, we're going to see where he signs. I think he might actually sign for Raw or SmackDown at the chamber. That would make a lot of sense and be a good way to put him on a PLE. And then once he signs with one of the brands, put him into a serious feud right away. And that's where I think Rusev would make a hell of a lot of sense, but we'll see. And then we had the crate on SmackDown, which I think this was great. But I like how they have two different, like, the guys delivering, and they don't know like what's going on. I don't know what's up. Yeah, and then you've got Truth Truth and his ball. It's just silly, but again, like this is good comedy. This is fun. It doesn't last that long. You're not being offended by it. Nobody's hitting like weird dance poses or saying too stupid stuff, and it's Truth. Like, everybody loves Truth.
It's perfect for what you need to be here. It's perfect for what it needs to be. Perfect.
Yeah, and then it sends it back, and like you said, we're gonna see it again tomorrow, and we'll see where it's gonna go for it. But I mean, wherever they go with this, I'm interested to see where it is. I just hope it doesn't end up being, like I said, like a super wet fart. But I don't think it will be. I really don't.
Will it get sent to NXT on Tuesday?
I don't think so, because that would have been fun. That would be funny. Like, that would be funny in the sense too of like Mr. Stone being like, I don't have time for this. I'm new. It's my third week, dude. What am I doing? That actually would be kind of funny, but yeah, I don't know. And then I didn't grab a shot of it, but I haven't watched it yet, but I do want to see the Royce Keys interview on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. I've heard nothing but good things. I've seen a clip of it. I'm like, okay, because that's like their first real introduction to who he is as a person to the wider audience, and I'm curious to watch that. I've just been busy, and I also want to watch the Cody and Rey Mysterio one. I want to see that too. Stupid having a real job.
I can't watch stuff.
I felt that way, but I watched the one with her and Heyman, and I watched the one with her and AJ Lee, and there's been a couple of times where I could tell that she was going to ask a long question. I would do the 10-second skip till the interviewee was talking, but for the most part, they weren't bad. But it's definitely on who the person is, and I'm just very curious as how they're going to present Royce Keys, who also, I saw someone in the chat post, he's also had a match on Main Event, which I didn't know, and I'm going to go watch that literally right after we're done with this. I'm going to scoop myself some ice cream. I'm gonna watch the hell out of that.
I like the fact they're starting to use these people on Main Event.
Yes,
because someone had to finally realize that this is a good spot to put people.
And I think too, with having Main Event on YouTube, like YouTube's so easily accessible. It's not like you got to go to Peacock and search for it. It's just like on YouTube, and it just shows up in the WWE channel and in their feeds. Like,
yes, some 60-year-old dumb shit can go to YouTube and just pick it up in 2 seconds.
It's like, oh shit, it's right there, right? Yeah. Hey, there's something to be said for the easier they make it. Hey, as a 44-year-old here, well, I'll be 44 in June, but there's sometimes where I'm just like, oh, thank you for making that easy. Like I could have figured that out, but I don't want to waste my time for it. It's just, it's fine. Chelsea Green defeating Alba Fire, but not Chelsea, Tiffany Stratton defeating Alba Fire, but having Chelsea Green there with her busted foot. I like how they're still able to use her even through injury with she's got the wheelchair and the brace and everything with it. She's gold. Like, even before all the stuff, which she has gotten the title, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, like a year or two ago, I was saying, she's only on TV for 30 to 60 seconds every show, but she's maximizing her minutes, and it just keeps getting bigger and better for her. But
is she really hurt?
Yes. Yeah. She's posted pictures of it. Her foot is like purple.
I'm getting to the point where I don't believe anybody anymore.
Right. No.
Was supposed to be hurt. Now she wrestled last night or something. Who knows?
Yeah. No. She's posted pictures of it, and it's similar to Stephanie. And I think it's similar to Stephanie Vaquer, where it's just like the severest ankle sprain you can get, where you just roll. But she should be okay relatively soon from what I've seen. But cool. Yeah, she has posted pictures. And then, the next scene was the sad Sammy, which, I mean, this one, I feel like people have been calling him Sad Sammy for a long time, and sometimes he has been, but not all. This last night was 100% Sad Sack Sammy.
But this was one of Cody's best moments.
I was just gonna say Cody was great.
Yeah, long time, dude. It was a great one-on-one, I thought, and I don't normally care for these with Sammy, but this was good.
Yeah, and again, with Cody being that more realistic and not, just being Mr. Nice Guy and being like, shucks, Sammy, you'll get there. It's like, no, man, this mindset is why you haven't won. And Sammy, you're the golden boy. But he's like, golden boy, I worked my ass. Like, that was good. You're right. That was good stuff.
It's all true.
Exactly. That's and as any wrestling person will tell us, the more reality you've got in it, the better it's going to be, because then when you do start working them, they can't tell. It's what is the old Jerry Jarrett, personal issues draw money, man. And that was cool. Like, that really was. That was cool.
Yeah, it worked. This worked for me.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then we had the next qualifying match, which again, I thought I was gonna be like, all right, gonna get Damian Priest into it to have the name, and he's a big guy, and that'll be great. Thinking there was no chance for Trick Williams to win, but this match was going for a while. This was fun. I was glad to see Trick and Carmelo actually like back together at certain points too. Like, that was cool to see with the two of them, because they haven't been, I mean, they were on what was it, on NXT like 2-3 years ago together. I had the picture of them together, but must not have downloaded right.
It's also quite noticeable that Trick and Priest are huge compared to Carmelo.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. That is Melo's, the size difference does get him sometimes with it. And that's where, it's good. He might be the better athlete than Trick Williams, but I mean, look at the size. Yeah, the size is real.
On a one-on-one match, you can kind of get away with it, but in a three-way like this,
you're right. you're right. No, you're absolutely right. But then the Trick hits the trick shot and gets the win, and good for him, man. I mean, obviously, you know, it was Priest hit his the Razor's Edge and the way, but Trick's again smart. He stole the win, but in the best possible way. There was no way I thought he would have had a chance of winning, even if I thought maybe they were going to put Carmelo into it to try to give him that push with it. But good for Trick, man. Good for both Trick and Javon. I mean, they've been on their main roster for what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and they're in the main event of the PLE before WrestleMania. And again, they don't have to win the match. They can be the first eliminated. It's about getting in there, making moments. And I'm sure that's going to set up stuff for for WrestleMania. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe Randy Orton versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Okay. Or maybe Randy Orton and Javon Evans run it back from the NXT match they had a couple months ago. I mean, there's a lot of options is my point, and I like all of them.
You have a lot of new options.
Yes, it's fresh. It gives you something where you're like, oh, well, hang on, I haven't seen this before. Yeah, that's a big part of it, because I mean, how often do we get to say that in these days? But good for Trick, man. I'm happy for the guy. But then we had the Rhea and Julia match that was the replacement. It was supposed to be Io Sky. And apparently she was injured on some level of it, so they replaced her with Rhea, which was fine, which was fun. But this was awesome. I mean, and this is something too where people were saying that like it wasn't a planned spot, or that they, yeah, right. Like, I mean, first off, Rhea is literally the female golden goose. Julia's not that stupid. One. Two, Rhea's insane, and she wanted her to do this for it. And three, Rhea's been posting pictures and videos of her face with the bruise of it, with a giant smile on her face, because that's who Rhea is. She's a crazy person. Like, that's part of the deal. I loved it though.
Yeah, when you watched I watched it back, and then I slowed it down. She turns, perfect timing. She does turn
exactly. She does it right at the right time. Yeah, and then what I kind of figured was going to happen was Lash and Nia come in and end it, because that match didn't need to go anywhere. Rhea doesn't need to worry about the US title. And then Io comes in for the save. Okay, like that makes sense of it. I mean, I'm still kind of assuming that, I don't know. I mean, when did they take those titles off of Rhea and Io? I mean, is it Mania, or did they do it beforehand? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. We've been talking about it for so long, and we haven't figured out any of that shit, so we don't know. We got nothing.
But I like the fact they're heating up Julia, and
Kiana James,
at the same time. Perfect, yes.
And in different ways too. Yeah, that's a good point.
100%.
Yeah, no, I like that. I was a big fan of all of it in that sense, and for that parts of it, for how that went with it. And it wasn't like they had a match, but like they didn't have it go too long before they had him come in for the DQ. Like, if you're gonna DQ it, you get the taste of the match, but don't have it too much. Don't give it away for free. And then you had the main event, which this spot got over 52 million views on WWE socials in the first 24 or 48 hours. Like, just the two of them hitting their poses, nothing else. But yeah, keep telling me how it's all about work rate, Dave.
Simple stuff, man.
Yes. It's about making the connection with the audience. I know a lot of people dislike the yeet. Fine. The yeet is not for everybody. Okay. But it's connecting with the audience, man. Like, and that will always matter more. And that's just, it's insane that this little spot and that view's got so much, but
they needed to do something to get people semi-interested in Aleister Black, because nobody has been at all.
Yeah. Yeah. The stuff with Priest just didn't work. And again, with Priest, he's got to turn heel. Like, he's just not this badass babyface thing that he's trying. Like, it just doesn't. It worked for a bit. It was cool with him when him and Rhea were like, but it's done now. He's got to move on. Like, he's got to move past that. And whether it's like the biker type of heel or just I don't know. He's got to go heel though. And maybe
not full too. Not half-assed.
Yeah, you can't be tweening it. Yep, no. And I think that would work for him. I really think it would be I think it'd be a good move for him. 100%. Yeah.
You're definitely right.
And so this match was fun. It was good. And I was kind of wondering where it was going to go and what was going to happen. And then Drew attacks Randy, which, again, this is Randy, I feel like, also being able and wanting to help and knowing that, I won't lose clean, but let Aleister beat me. Like, that's what people will remember of it, is that Aleister got the pin over Randy, which, like you said, no one's cared about Aleister Black pretty much since he came back, because he hasn't done anything meaningful. beating Randy Orton in the main event of a SmackDown is fucking meaningful. So good for him. I thought this was a really good piece of business. I really did. I thought it worked well for everybody. I'm still more shocked of Trick winning and getting in the main and the Elimination Chamber, but good for Trick and Javon, man. Those are our boys, dude. I really am happy to see them be successful, but I'm interested to see where they go with this. I also feel like when Cody does turn heel, or if he does turn heel, this match still right here has to happen sooner than later. Like this is still
lingers, doesn't it?
And kind of purposely, it's great because that's one of those things where you don't let it linger because you don't need more than one promo exchange to turn that on. You know what I mean? Like if once these two go at them, boom, just turn that on. Oh, here we go, Kevin Pierpont. As of this morning, it was over 60 million views. Good God. Those numbers are out of control. I didn't realize it was that much. Good for them, man. That's awesome to see. But yeah, no, this match here between Cody and Randy, whenever they want to do it, you just gotta turn it on real quick and we will all be just hook, line, and sinker. Because even when Cody had the belt and every time Randy looked at it, you could even hear the crowd, if it was in the backstage, go, whoa. Oh, he's looking at it. He's like, oh. Because, we all remember Legacy. I was at WrestleMania 26 where it was Legacy and the triple threat, where it was Randy versus Ted DiBiase Jr. versus Cody. That was so much fun. Randy won that one too, but I'll be very interested to see where they go with that. But that was SmackDown. That was the weekend WWE. It was pretty good.
Yeah, we're still watching NXT, but they're going to rebuild things. So.
Yeah, and NXT is really more of setting. I think NXT is going to start taking off kind of after the Chamber too, and building towards Stand and Deliver, because they're already kind of setting up that it's going to be Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints, and then probably Sol Ruca and JC Jane, which those are big. Those are big matches for NXT. And NXT is still a lot of fun, but you're still getting all the kids into with the Evolve kids and Swipe Right. I do like the birthright thing that they're doing with the Santino's daughter and Lexis King and Bull Buchanan's son. That's fun. Like, use that stuff to your advantage. I know Vince never liked to do that, but no, it's there. You've got to use the cards in your hand. Like, play the cards you're dealt. Why wouldn't you use that? I never got that. I never understood that.
So normally the show would come to an end right now, but we have extra time with Jake because I had 6 things to cover, but I trimmed them down during our conversations here. So I narrowed it down to 2. One's going to be relatively quick to the point, and one might be a little longer, but we'll go extra time tonight.
Yeah, sure. Let's. Yeah.
So
we got 30 people watching live. We were happy with 25. We're up to 30. Let's go. What's up?
Yeah. Originally, I had discussion about the WWE WrestleMania ticket sales for WrestleMania. I decided to go off of that a little bit and decided to hit something else that surrounds that. The blackouts for Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania for bars and stuff. I can't believe they're doing this. And I wanted to get your feeling on this because it kind of surprises me that they're doing blackouts.
Yeah, no, that was one of those things where when I first heard about it, I kind of thought it was bullshit. Because why? I don't get it now. So is it just like any bars like in the world?
Bar, like okay, Las Vegas, nothing. Chicago, nothing.
But so it's just the local bars though, right? So like you could watch it at a bar. Okay.
City, I don't see a
right. Like, so I could watch it at a bar. Not that I'm going to go out to a bar. So I could watch it at a bar here. Okay. That was the first thing that's what I thought it was. So it's kind of like the NFL in the sense where like the local blackouts, like if you don't sell out the home game, they don't show your home.
Yeah.
Right. I was just going to say, I'm like, they don't do that anymore though, I don't think, because the Cardinals haven't sold out games in quite a while.
MLB does it. NHL does it because I can't get Dallas games here. Not that I care, but I can't get a Dallas home game.
Yeah. But
but this is totally different.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. And again, this is the issues you're going to have with this is the double-edged sword of TKO is really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? Like in the sense where, yes, TKO is a great machine to have behind you and push forward and give you that great publicity and the great partnerships, and they'll promote you well and you'll make a lot of money. But some of the ways you're going to make that money are going to be a little shitty, you know? And I think part of it also might be because are they trying to do things with like those bar experiences where it's like the whole wall is the screen and you have to pay to get into those? Is it something where they're trying to get with the partnerships and people go to those? I don't know. It seems petty to me in the sense, because like, you know, if I'm going to go to the bar and watch the PLE, like that's not the equivalent to me going to the show at the prices they're at anymore. You know,
but if you want the town to be successful, you want people to spend money, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if I can't get a ticket to WrestleMania for night 2 and I'm there for night 1, I can't go to the bar and watch the game, or not watch the game, watch the show.
Right. No. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. It just, and it's just a bad look in the sense of it, because I mean, even if you could get a ticket, it would be like so expensive that, like, you know, it would have been a $400 ticket, but you're going to the bar and spending $50. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same equivalency of it in that sense. And it just comes off as a bad taste to me. Like there's no reason for it that I can see that really makes sense, other than you like, because how much money are you really going to be making? I don't know. It just doesn't, just comes off petty and shitty, I guess. You know what I mean? And
they're going to be looking for bars that cheat the system.
Yeah. So. I was just going to say, I mean, I know that they've been doing that big with the soccer stuff in other countries too. Like with, like in Spain, there's been a big issue with, because the way their big league is shown, you got to pay. I think it ends up being like almost $1,000 a year to watch all the games, and people have been illegal streaming, and the president of the league has been cracking down on it. And like, so it's this point where if you catch somebody doing it, there's like a $50 bounty you can collect up to 5 times on your friends or on bars or whatever. I'm like, geez, exactly. It's like, Jesus, man. But that's, because I mean, for some people, they really do. I mean, especially like the old piracy days of when you'd watch a DVD and then we're talking about the illegal part. You wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't steal a purse. It's that, but it's just not the same thing to me. Like even then, that didn't feel like the right comparison, and this doesn't feel like a good comparison to me. But business gonna business. I mean, that's capitalism 101. Make more money where you can. Just sucks.
And okay, for the finale, if you don't mind. Okay, we have a lot of new listeners from the first time we did our show.
Yeah, we got
what
tons
I'd
of
like you to do, if you don't mind, is give people your story, like how you became a wrestling fan.
Oh,
what direction you went in? How did you end up getting to do the show with me?
Yeah.
Wait, end the show with this, like your story, how you started, and how we are here today. No.
We have a
lot of new people.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it. I should probably even clip that out there and kind of give that story into it too, because I did it. I gave it a bit with Dis on Toonie Talk not that long ago too, but we'd planned to go longer. We had to shorten it up for it, but yeah. So I mean, little bit about me. I'm 43 years old. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I was born and raised Phoenician, moved out of Phoenix a couple different times. Once tried to live in Boston where it was cold. I lasted a winter and a half and moved back to the desert. I've lived in California too, but so I've been a wrestling fan. Initially, what got me into wrestling as a kid, I lived in a cul-de-sac, and across the cul-de-sac in Caddy Corner, it was one of the kids, his mom was the big wrestling fan, and she would order all the pay-per-views and have everybody over for big parties. And it was the Royal Rumbles that got me. The first one I ever saw was 1992. I was 9 years old, and I just remember, you know, seeing these big, like larger than life things. And then like I was hooked in to come back and watch. And then I started seeing The Undertaker. And that was one of these things where it's funny, because I'm not like a massive horror fan guy person. Like I like horror movies, but it's not like one of those people that like lives and breathes them. But The Undertaker just hooked me as a kid and just was something interesting. I thought it was different. I thought it was fun. And I put it together pretty quickly that it wasn't real, quote unquote, but that never bothered me. Like my dad always would make fun of me for it and call it fake. And I think that might've been one of the reasons I ended up liking it, was because it was kind of like he didn't. So I was kind of like breaking the rules a bit when I would watch it. And then, you know, as a kid, you kind of go away from it and whatever else and watch where you could. But it wasn't until I got into high school, which was 1996, when I really, really got into it because of the Attitude Era, my friends, my family around there, the people that I hung out with. And we were watching both, it's because I live on the West Coast, so I could watch WWE live, and then I would watch the Nitro replay because WWE live, it would be on at like 6 p.m. here. And so I'd watch that, and then I would watch Nitro afterwards, and did that through just like anybody else, and have been a fan pretty much from that point on into my adulthood. I attended my first show in 2000, September of 2000. I attended the Raw that was here in Phoenix. Went to the one that was back in like March of 2001. Went to my first pay-per-view, SummerSlam 2003, which is fun for the Elimination Chamber because I was at the second one ever with Goldberg, where he should have beat Triple H, but didn't because of the Ric Flair putting in the sledgehammer and all of that. But that was, I've gone to shows here at that same Suns Arena since then, and I would say I've gone to 1 or 2 per year, almost every year, except for when I was not as big of a fan. Like I went to WrestleMania in, was it 2010? WrestleMania 26, which we covered on the channel for the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match, which to this day is my favorite match of all time. Everybody loves WrestleMania 25, which was great and an amazing match, but I was at 26 and it was Shawn Michaels' last match. No, Saudi does not count on this channel for that match. So we say Shawn Michaels' last match was versus Undertaker in Phoenix in 2010. And then I've also I went to the Royal Rumble in 2013. Whatever year Money in the Bank was here. So I'd kind of been to all the major events and different things. And it was probably sometime in 2014 when I bought the condo that I live in now and got a full-time, like real adult job that I just didn't get to watch it as much starting in 2014. Like I said earlier, 2016, I ended up going to I got a free ticket to go to SmackDown, and I watched AJ Styles wrestle, and I enjoyed it, but I just didn't get back into watching weekly, mostly just because of time and life. And I went to a bunch of concerts. Like I met my wife at the time. I met my wife, and she and I loved going to concerts. We got married at a music festival, but then COVID happened and I had all this extra time on my hands, and I started going back, and I'm a big documentary guy, and I started watching every type of documentary on wrestling I could get, like on the WWE network, like everything they had. I burnt through it all. And really I would try to I would watch a show, like a weekly show here or there, but it was the pandemic era. And it was under Vince, and I just didn't really care that much. But I just didn't care. And then, but I was bored, and I would keep trying to watch, and I would try to see, like, I remember going back and watching the Boneyard match, because this would have been summer of 2020 when I decided to start trying to give it a chance and watching. And very quickly into that was when the Roman and Paul Heyman connection happened. From that moment on to today, I've not really missed a show. Like, I have just gotten back into it. I got hooked back in. I started enjoying watching it. And a lot of it I'll still give credit to of channels like what we're doing here, where you go online and see live shows or different podcasts. Initially, I was doing watching the bigger shows of Cornette or Sam Roberts and different stuff, because those are the easy ones in the algorithm. But then I started finding other types of channels like Toonie Talk and like PWT with Phil, and I started kind of interacting with him a lot on his channel and different things. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I know that I'm a decently funny person, and I know my audience. If I'm talking with somebody, I can figure out what makes them laugh. And I was able to get in with Phil by making him laugh on different things, and became a mod on his channel and kind of became friends. And then another little personal thing about me, I had a cat who I found her when she was 3 days old. So I watched her open her eyes and bottle fed her. Like, there was 2 other ones too that we found, and we kept that one because we don't know what happened to their parents. We just found them on the side of the road. And so I don't have kids. That cat was the closest thing I'll ever have to a daughter. Like, I literally bottle fed her. She was with me every single day, and she got cancer in the summer of 2024. And I should have just let her go, but if I love something, I love it wholeheartedly. And I spent my life savings and everything to try to save her. And she was doing really well for a while. So I had a GoFundMe, and that GoFundMe, Phil said, "Hey, come on to promote the show, or to promote the GoFundMe." And we were literally, it was like, come on for 20 to 30 minutes. Ended up staying on for the last 2 hours of that show. And then he just kept bringing me back on. And I found this passion of something that I just really loved. I always thought I wanted to do something like this, but never had I'll admit it, never had the balls to give it a shot or think that I had the talent to do it. And doing that and seeing the connection that people had, and people were like responding to stuff about my cat. And then unfortunately, for the first like 6 months or 4 months of treatment, she was doing great, but the cancer came back and just unfortunately killed her. And I was really, really down on it, from it all. But having Phil's show to do every week kind of gave me something to look forward to. And it was his idea. He's like, you should do your own channel or something, so you've got something to kind of put your investment of time into, as opposed to just being a guest on another show. And so I kind of took the time to figure out I could get a laptop and get a system and set up, and had through his help of what systems do I use and how do I do like the tech side of it. Just give me the basics and I can learn and figure it out. And I was kind of scared too, because I didn't really want to do it on my own. As people can kind of tell, I'm not the best like monologue guy. Like, I'm talking about myself now, so I can do this forever, but I'm not like a stand-up comedian. I'm not a joke writer. I do better playing off people. And shout out to you, George. We had become friends within the mods of Phil's chat, and you knew what happened to my cat and every kind of thing. And that I wanted to do this channel, and you reached out to me and said, hey, do you want like a partner, like something to where, and your words of it was, you be the Conan O'Brien, I'll be the Andy Richter. And I was like, I could use that. Yeah, that would work. I'll do it, and it'll be my show, but I'll have someone that I can play off of, or can kind of present things to me with it, and I can just kind of talk and go. And then that was what January of last year, and started to kind of figure it out. And yeah, it was February of last year. February 26th would be the day we put out the first video of us doing this, and we've just kind of been doing it ever since. And then we took us a while to really kind of build up a base or a decent audience, but now it's something where we've got 20 to 30 people watching every live show, and 300 to 400 views from the replay crew and everything else. And then what was it, in December, Dis reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to be on Toonie Talk every week starting in January? And I jumped on that, and now I'm here doing 3 live shows a week talking about professional wrestling. And honestly, these are my 3 most fun evenings that I have every week. I look forward to each night for something different. Like Sundays is more of our smorgasbord, talk about anything, roundtable discussion show. Tuesdays are now my like make fun of Dave and have like your silly like session with your homies. And then Thursday, George and I get to break down Dynamite and talk about everything AEW. And it's been one hell of a year. And if this ever does take off and I can ever like make money out of this or have to set up like an LLC, I'm going to go back and name it after the cat that I lost. Cause I do feel like her final gift to me before she left this world was showing me that I can do stuff like this. And yeah, that's Jake in a nutshell, everybody. That's kind of who I am and what I'm about.
I wanted to do that. I also wanted to remain totally quiet.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I do. It's one of those things that I just, it's like I still kind of get choked up thinking about it because of how important that she was to me. Honestly, like one of the reasons why my wife got attached to me kind of early was how awesome that cat was and how great that cat was with her and everything. And, the cat died at 17, but the last 10 years or last 9 years of her life, my wife lived with us. And so it was really, we built a cool little family. And now we adopted a black boy cat in 2023. And he got to spend, about a year and a half with Calypso before she passed away. And I see the bits of her and him. So it's a good, it's mentioned. It sucks that GoFundMe still open if anybody wants to donate. Unfortunately, I feel like once she passed, people were donating, like, trying to save it, but
it was weird how that went because we were talking at the time and text wise and everything, and
dude, she was
like
great.
One day you just text me, and you're like, nope. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, it turned like all of a sudden one day she just stopped eating, and like she was an eater,
and and
then like it was,
I'm not a cat guy in the least, but I helped you, and I'm like, oh god, I can't believe I'm helping somebody, but I can't. But
Yeah, but she was,
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, and I there's enough videos where she was a cat for sure, but she always acted like a dog. She always hung out. She never hid. She would always greet you at the door. And I feel like because I didn't raise a cat, I didn't know how to raise a cat. I'd never lived with a cat till I got her, so I raised a dog. Just it looked like a cat. So yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where, as terrible of a situation as it was, we've kind of come out on the other side better. Not as much financially. I'm still figuring all of it out, but that's why I do the channel too, to kind of make me have some joy and fun in my life. Like for the last year where I was unemployed because I got laid off, this channel is kind of what got me through a lot mentally. It gave me something to put my effort into besides just applying for
really
jobs.
Forward to
yeah.
I talk to you, you can tell. I mean,
oh yeah, because you guys, I don't know if for the folks out in the world now, but we're in like one of the worst job markets ever, just for job seekers. There's more people. You know, it's a seller's market. So and I'm a recruiter by trade, which has been replaced by AI. So it's been a rough time to try to find jobs. So to have some sort of professional and creative outlet that makes me feel good about myself has been awesome. So just every single listener, subscriber, viewer, whatever.
That's been our year right there. It's been our year.
Pretty much. And it's been a great year. It really has. Like for the shits for parts of things that have happened around it, this channel really has been awesome. And it's been fun to watch it grow, and long may that continue.
That's a great way to end this show.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna keep pushing them out. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Eric, yeah, black kitties are amazing. We adopted him because I'd heard that black cats have trouble getting adopted. I'm like, well, that's stupid. I don't believe in superstition. He is also very much like a dog. He hangs out. He's right over here right now. He's waiting for dinner. I got you, bud. So awesome. Well, we thank everybody for listening. I appreciate you letting me do that, George. I didn't know that was coming, but that made me feel pretty good.
That's part of the deal at the end here. I don't tell you what's coming.
Yeah, no, that is how we operate. We don't show. We have a basic idea of a couple things you want to talk about, and that's our show prep, and we just go, which is why we do what we do. So nice. Sauces in the Black Cat crew as well. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to tune in this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/@ToonWrestling for Toonie Talk Wrestling. Myself, Dis, and Awful have a lot of funny stuff to talk about there. There's a few different things that have come up in the news that we will talk about for sure. And then George and I'll be back here this Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for our AEW Dynamite live review. And we'll see what they do from Denver and what the stipulation for MJF and Hangman Page is. But for George and myself, thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next time. Peace, everybody.
We appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.